Hello and welcome to the Tourism Ireland educational series with our Irish partners that we have today. The theme of our webinar is a luxury tour of Ireland. If you've signed in before, my name is Helen Cole and I'm the Trade and Online Promotions Executive with Tourism Ireland based here in Toronto. So to kick off the webinar today, I'm going to do a quick little intro to talk you through what the theme of the webinar will be today, and just to give you an overview about what your clients can expect in terms of a luxury element within Ireland. Just to give a quick recap first on our access, which is really important, how your clients are going to get to Ireland. We have our direct seasonal access with Air Transat from April to October, and they have good connections with Toronto to Dublin, Toronto to Shannon, and Montreal to Dublin. We also have a direct seasonal service with Air Canada, and that's actually changed now to May to September, so they're going in a month earlier, which is fantastic, and that is with the flight from Toronto to Dublin. Air Canada and Aer Lingus are also interline. They have an interline agreement, which will go to a full code share this year, so you do have year-round access with Aer Lingus via either London Heathrow, or you can actually go via Chicago as well. So you can connect into Dublin, Shannon, Cork and Belfast, and you can have your through baggage, which is very useful. Just to give you a quick little map of Ireland, where all those cities I've just mentioned are located. Obviously Dublin, the capital of the Republic of Ireland, to the east, Belfast to the north, Cork to the south, and Shannon to the west. Ireland is split up into 4 provinces: Ulster, Munster, Leinster and Connacht, a little bit similar to Canada and all the provinces here. Just to give you some lovely images of Ireland to get your taste buds excited and get you ready for your webinar about Ireland today. Okay, so what can Ireland offer in terms of luxury? Obviously, the partners we have online today are going to talk you through a little bit more in detail about what they can offer in terms of products and services. But to give you a little bit of an overview, we've got over 20 5-star properties in Ireland. Many of them have fantastic, beautiful spas, obviously, attached to them. There's really good luxury self-catering options available too. In fact, many of the 5-star hotels have lovely self-catering lodges and cottages, so you can have all the benefits of the hotel in terms of dining experience and spa, but you can have your own luxury self-catering apartments. There's also a number of boutique hotels. I would imagine one of our partners probably work quite closely with them. You have Ireland's Blue Book, you have Manor House Hotels, and you have a really good selection of boutique-style hotels in Ireland. There's also lots of private manors for rentals and stays, which gives you the privacy and gives you the exclusivity of staying in a very historic property, and it's definitely something a little bit different. Again, it's just a little image to get you excited. We have Ashford there, or we have Dromoland Castle, and we have Adair Manor there in the top 2 images. Ireland is really good for spa products as well. If you have clients, ladies and gents, who like their spa experience, Ireland is top destination for spa. We have destination spas, which give you that total immersion in the spa experience, so you can really take a few days and check out of reality and enjoy a spa experience. There's resort spas as well, as I mentioned, so hotels would have the spa and recreational activities and specialised retreats. Ireland is really good. It's a very natural country, a lot of beautiful landscape. We're really good at using the elements that we have in terms of our seaweed with our thalassotherapy, our health farms, there's seaweed bath centres as well. So fantastic country for clients who like the spa experience. Just to give you a little taster, that's the new spa at the Shelburne Hotel in Dublin. Food, I think luxury and enjoying the finer things in life definitely connect with food, and Ireland has really gone through a bit of a food revolution in the last few years. We've really embraced our food culture and all our natural products that we have in Ireland in terms of our lamb, our beef, our cheese, our milk, and a lot of fine Michelin star restaurants have now set up throughout the country, and you find them a lot in the city centres like Dublin and Cork. Obviously, we're an island, so our seafood and shell food is absolutely exceptional, and there's obviously oyster seasons that happen in Ireland, and you can go to a lot of festivals. And as I mentioned before, we've got exceptional cheeses. A little bit of more luxury would be the handcraft movement in Ireland. There's a lot of amazing woodworkers, pottery, glass, jewellery. I mean, anything you can possibly imagine in terms of that shopping experience. And I know Giselle at Kildare Village will kind of talk through to you about the shopping experience. And I think to experience that little bit of luxury in Ireland, everyone likes to do a bit of shopping. So that's kind of my little intro. The presenter that we have up next is Giselle, and Giselle is from Kildare Village Outlet Shopping Centre, which is situated very close to Dublin. So without further ado, we're going to set up Giselle's presentation, and she's going to come online live from Ireland, and I'm going to hand it over to Giselle.
Good morning, good afternoon. This is Giselle from Kildare. I'll just give you a brief overview of Kildare Village and what we can offer to you. So this is some of the brands that we have at Kildare Village. At the moment we have over 60 boutiques. They're all outlet boutiques that are discounted from 30 to up to 60% off the recommended retail price all around. And we have a selection of international brands available for your clients. Some of the other services that we offer to our overseas visitors are tax-free shopping. We have a tourist information centre if any of your FIT clients would like to find more information about things to do in the area or things to do elsewhere in Ireland. We can offer additional discounts to your guests. For those with children, we have a playground. We also have a restaurants and cafes, and we offer free car and coach parking to all our guests. We have a personal shopper service, and we also do a shop and collect, where we collect your shopping from the brand, from the boutique, and bring it back to our tourist information centre for you to collect, or we can bring it to your bus. We also have special events at different times throughout the year, especially for tourists. These are themed events, and we can also host your group, an event for your group in our village. We have many transport options, which I will talk about shortly. And we also offer pushchairs and wheelchairs for complimentary rental if needed. In addition, we also have ATM machines and free Wi-Fi so that you can still keep in touch with anyone back at home and tell them all about the bargains that you'll get in Kildare. For the travel trade, we welcome every group individually. We can bring you on a whistle-stop tour to show you the main boutiques that may be of interest to your group. And we can give you a bit of history about where Kildare Village is located. We have a beautiful Grey Abbey, ruins of the Grey Abbey nearby, and we can give you a bit of history about the area as well. We also offer a free lunch voucher for the tour leader and the driver. We can give you commissionable sale of Shopping Express tickets, which is our bus direct from Dublin. It leaves directly from Dublin City Centre and goes to Kildare Village. We can look at some joint promotional and marketing initiatives or opportunities, and then we can also secure some additional discounts through some of our boutiques for you. So nearby to Kildare Village, we also have some great sites for you to see. So not only you could have a whole day out in the country, not just for your shopping. You could also visit Castletown House, which is a short drive away. It's an old Palladian style house. There's the Curra race course for racing, Punchestown race course, and of course the Irish National Stud and Japanese Gardens. There's also in Kildare town, there's a heritage centre, a cathedral and a round tower. And what's unique about the round tower is it's the tallest round tower in Ireland that you can actually climb. As Helen said, we're situated very close to Dublin. We're 60 minutes from Dublin and we're on the main road to the southwest, so to Cork, Kerry, Killarney. You can take a bus, the Shopping Express, which goes direct from Dublin Airport and Dublin City Centre. It also goes from Shannon Airport and Limerick City. That leaves 3 times a day and it comes directly into Kildare Village. You can also take a train from Dublin Heuston. This train takes about 35 minutes and goes regularly throughout the day. A complimentary shuttle bus then picks up guests from the train station and brings them to Kildare Village. For those travelling by car, it's a short drive from Dublin City Centre on the M7, and we've, as said before, we've got plenty of free parking. If you wish, we can also organise chauffeur drivers to bring you from Dublin to Kildare Village and back. As I mentioned before, we have some commissionable products available. One of these is our transport, our Shopping Express. The details are there on the screen. We can discuss the commissionable rates further with you directly if you want to talk to us afterwards about them. We also have some shopping packages. This is just an example shopping package. We can create bespoke packages for your group, which can be co-branded with your logos. This one here, it would include return tickets on our Shopping Express, the bus from Dublin, would include a day card which would give an additional 10% on the already reduced prices, a €50 day card, a 2-course lunch in La Fucina, and the retail price for that would be €85. As said, you can contact us directly to talk about the commission that we can offer on that package. The last slide there is just another option there. It's the Shop and Explore, where we would tie in a visit to Kildare Village with the Irish National Stud, the Horse Museum and the Japanese Gardens, and your guests would get access to the stud with a tour as part of their package. And that's it from Kildare Village, so if there are any questions.
Hi Giselle, thank you so much for bringing us through the presentation. I'm just going to see if you have any questions. In terms of your shopping and explore packages, do you have a guideline on how long someone should really set aside time-wise for any of your packages?
We would recommend a day just to get the full benefit. The bus would leave Dublin at around 11 in the morning and you take a bus back from here at about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Okay. So it's a day out really in the country. Perfect.
And if any of the agents had larger groups that they wanted to cater for, how long, like how big is the coach, or what kind of offering can you do in that sense?
Yeah, we can help with organising buses. If there was, obviously the Shopping Express will only take a certain number, it's only 50 seats on a bus. If there was a group that was bigger than that staying in Dublin or staying nearby, we could arrange a coach for them to bring them directly, and of course that would be at their own time. It would be very flexible with the time, not sticking to the timetable of a bus. And we would also have we have a VIP lounge for guests, where they can store shopping, where they can pop in and out, get refreshments, complimentary refreshments, and or use that for any events if there was an event that we could host.
Mm-hmm. One of the agents is asking, are there overnight packages, or is it not really? It's more like a day trip, is it?
No, we work with hotels in the region that are close by to Kildare Village, and we do have hotel packages with them. We have joint packages where it's a stay in the hotel and a trip to Kildare Village, and the transport options would vary depending on the needs of the client. If they needed a car transfer, we would arrange for a chauffeur. There's lots of options that are there. Very flexible.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I think that's all the questions. So thank you so much. And I must say thank you very much as well, ladies. I know you're going to give us 3 vouchers for €50 and some VIP passes as well for for 3 lucky agents on our webinar today. So we really appreciate you taking the time and coming to us live from Ireland. I know you have an event this evening. So thank you very much for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so that was Giselle from Kildare Village Outlet Shopping Centre, where there's obviously plenty of options in terms of packages or day trips or, you know, simply the shopping side to get involved in. And up next we have Genevieve, and Genevieve is from Shamrock Vacations. And Genevieve is coming from all the way from West Cork today to us live from West Cork. So Genevieve, I'm going to hand it over to you, and just please use the arrows at the bottom left-hand side to flick through your presentation, okay?
Okay, that's great. Thanks a lot, Helen. Okay, so I will just start with a bit of an overview of the company, as we are relatively new, so some of you might not have heard of us. Just to give you a bit of background, myself and my business partner worked for a company called My Guide Ireland, which would have been a more mass market inbound tour operator based here in West Cork. Now, sadly, they went into liquidation in 2011. So we decided to take the plunge and started up at the beginning of last year. And, you know, my business partner would have been in the accounting and operations side of things, and I would have been more in sales and marketing. So between us, we felt we had the ideal skill set to start our own company. And when we were deciding, you know, where to place ourselves in the market and what we wanted to do, I would have loved the high-end side of things, you know, putting together the chauffeur-driven tours and all the luxury, lovely accommodations. I like staying at them too, of course. And so we decided we would just focus on the luxury high-end of things completely. So between us, we have over 15 years inbound experience. And of course, we are located in Ireland, so we can bring you that local knowledge that you can share with your clients. So just bear with me now, because I am not... Sorry now, Helen, I actually don't have the arrows on my screen for some reason. So maybe somebody can help me and move on the slides if you have them. Hello?
Hi, Helen. Yes,
Yep.
it looks like you were just signed out for a moment, but they should appear now. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you. Just 1 second. Sorry about this, everyone. Just bear with us. Don't you love technology? Ah, yes, perfect. Okay, things are happening now. So this will just give you an idea of some of what we can offer. As I say, we do specialize in luxury completely. So it would all be 4-star accommodations and above, and even within that we would be very, you know, all our suppliers would be hand-picked, so that, you know, you would have, particularly in the 4-star, you're usually safe enough once you get into the 5-star ratings, but 4-star, there's a very broad spectrum in Ireland, and for example, there's some fantastic 4-star hotels that cater to the Irish market, which would be very family orientated, lots of kids running around, which is brilliant for myself when I go over here with my small children, but I wouldn't necessarily be putting your clients in there. You know, I would be focusing on the more high-end luxury properties that would be more specialized. I mean, Ireland is fantastically family friendly, so you can, you know, at even the likes of Ashford Castle, they do a lovely, I mean, I know they're going to be talking later on, so I won't dwell on them too much, but as one of my favourite castles, like I've stayed there, and, you know, they have a little teddy bear if you have a child in the room, and, you know, the little kids' robes, and, like, it's lovely what they do. So, but obviously at the same time, you're not going to have a million kids running around the way you would in some of the more family-oriented hotels. So, you know, so basically we do pick our accommodations very much specifically to our market, that, you know, they're going to be completely happy. All our itineraries are completely customized, so we would work with you in creating itineraries specific to your guests. And now the only exception to that would be our escorted castle tours, which I'll tell you a bit more about later on. We are the castle specialist for Ireland, so if you're interested in staying in castles in Ireland, we're definitely the go-to people for that. And we do mainly chauffeur-driven tours. We would do some self-drive tours, but we find that just because of our, you know, luxury high-end market, it tends to be mostly chauffeur-driven is what people look for from us. And I think too is exclusive castle rentals. Now, Helen mentioned the self-catering side of things, and there are self-catering castles. What we tend to focus on more is, again, the very high-end castles that would actually come with a staff and who would, you know, provide all meals. Now, they tend to be better for larger groups. We can cater up to about 30. So, but they're fantastic because you've all the luxury of staying in a castle, but then it's completely exclusive as well. So that's nice for a group. And then, of course, you have your golf. Golf, everyone loves golf in Ireland, all the fantastic links courses. So I'll go into that in a bit more detail. I'm just going to go into everything now. That gives you an idea of some of the transportation we can offer. As you can see with the chauffeur-driven, we have literally had single people coming on, particularly women. You know, they're not comfortable driving around on their own, so we've done quite a few tours for just solo female travellers where they'll get their private driver guide, so that's nice, and it gives them company as well, all the way up to the largest groups, you know, with the coaches, so we can, obviously everything in between, and so they'd all be luxury Mercedes vehicles. And then with the castles, we have, this one is Waterford Castle. That's a lovely castle there in Waterford, and that's actually located on its own island. So that's kind of unique, and that's a lovely spot there. And then this is another of my favourites, Loch S Castle up in County Donegal, another 5-star property. Absolutely beautiful spa up there as well. Of course, like I said, Ashford is also one of my favourites, but I'll let Regina tell you about that. You'll be getting plenty on that. So then moving on to the golf, like I said, fabulous links courses in Ireland, and excellent golf resorts then. You'd have a lot of the 5-star golf resorts. Now, the resorts tend to mainly be parkland, but I'll just move on to, I have a map here. So the green, the ones in green would be the golf resorts, and I've just got it split into the two halves of the country just so you can see it clearer on the slide. But going down to the southern part there, as you'll see, a lot of the golf resorts would be parkland, but, you know, there are kind of pockets of the links courses around them, so you could stay somewhere like Adair Manor or the K Club and golf the links clubs in the area. So that's quite nice. The exceptions, of course, would be, I'm just going to go back actually, because that is Portmarnock Hotel and Golf Links, and nice little bit of history there. That actually was the Jemison family. That was their residence, the famous whiskey family, of course. And so they have the golf links on site. That's a lovely spot to stay, and it's just outside Dublin. And you also have then the Portmarnock Golf Club. There can be some confusion there sometimes. The Portmarnock Golf Club would be probably the more prestigious course, but they both actually originated out of the Jemisons' private courses. So that's kind of an interesting little story there. So so we can put together golf itineraries, include all the golf accommodations, transportation, etc. So then these are just some of the exclusive castle rentals that I mentioned earlier, where you can actually stay and have a full staff and have all your meals and everything. Obviously that's for very high-end clients. We would have a few that would be coming in their own jets, and we had a lovely client actually come over from Canada last year. He flew into Kerry and did a golf tour, but so that kind of level, they would be looking at taking their own. They're taking over a castle for a group themselves. So that one is up near Dublin, and then this one, lovely property down in Galway. So just to give you an idea of what you can get at that level. So for custom trips such as those, we would offer 5% on FIT and 10% on groups of 10. But obviously, because they're all bespoke, customized packages, we are, happy to work with you, particularly for groups. For example, if you wanted something for a net price that you could set the markup on, we can definitely work on those. But those would be our standard commissions on kind of basic packages. So then just moving on to our Escorted Castle tour, which is, like I said, our only kind of off-the-shelf package tour. But I think you'll find it's a good one. Basically, over the years, I saw a real gap in the market where so many people would want to come to Ireland and stay in all castles. And really, there was no tour like that. Plenty of tours would have 1 or 2 nights. But if you wanted to really do the castle experience, you basically had to do the self-drive or the chauffeur-driven, and that didn't always work for everyone. So we put together this tour, and it's selling really well now. We have 7 nights in all luxury castle accommodations. All your breakfasts are included, 6 dinners, 2 shows, all your attractions. What's nice about it is you have 2 nights at Ashford Castle, and you have a full day to really enjoy all the amenities that are there, rather than, again, a lot of tours, you're kind of in having dinner, going to bed, and up and gone the next day, so you don't really get to enjoy the properties. So, and then overall for the whole tour, we would have a very leisurely pace. Again, nobody likes getting up at 7 a.m. on vacation, really, so we kind of aim for about 10 a.m. starts. We'd have a couple of mornings that'd be a bit earlier, but for the most part, it's nice and leisurely. The other thing then is we have the numbers capped at 20, so they'll be quite small, intimate tours. So just to give you the properties there that are included, we have Clontarf Castle in Dublin. We have 2 nights then at Ballyseasy Castle down in Kerry, 1 night at Dromoland, and 2 nights at Ashford. And then we go back to Kilronan for the last night there. You can see that in the background there. So really getting the castle experience there, excuse me. So, and then these are the shows that are included. We have the Irish House Party in Dublin, which is your traditional music and dancing show. And then something a little bit more unusual is the Sheen Satira Theatre down in Tralee, which is the National Irish Folk Theatre. And they have uniquely Irish themes. Some their past performances have included pieces about the famine and life on the Blasket Islands down in Kerry. So there are a couple of nice shows. And then the attraction, I think most of you would be familiar with, the Rock of Cashel, Blarney Castle, Bunratty Folk Park, and of course the castle as well, and Kylemore Abbey. So there are just some nice attractions included, and of course the Cliffs of Moher. You can't miss the Cliffs of Moher. So the tour prices and commissions on this, $24.99 per person sharing, which is very reasonable, I think you'll find, and we can offer 10% commission on that with the single supplement there. And tour dates are selling very well there, so I'd say we should August, I'd say, is actually, we could be close to sold out on August. September is filling up very quickly, and we have some dates left for May, June, and July. Some places there, so definitely if you have any clients who might be interested in that, get in touch with us. Just going to give you a couple of ideas then. Of course, we have the gathering this year, so it's fantastic. I sure you've probably all heard about it at this stage, but it's a great excuse to get people into Ireland, an extra reason, and it's working very well because, like I say, availability is everything's busy. Like we're finding more than any other year when we're booking our packages, we're finding trying to get availability a lot of the time is tight. Regina's used to me on the phone going, how do I get in there? I need rooms. So, and all our suppliers are the same. So, I mean, it's a great sign. It just shows how great this year is going to be and that the gathering is really working. But just some ideas how you can make it work for you. You know, clan gatherings are very big this year. So I know there are some tours out there that, you know, are going to put all the Rileys or all the O'Keefes onto a bus and take them around Ireland. Now, we would be more kind of the just family groups. I do have, you know, one family, but there's 25 of them in the family, but it's just their family, not just the names kind of thing. So definitely it is a kind of added encouragement to get the family groups travelling. Shared interests, you know, there's a lot of clubs coming over, sports club, fishing of course is great here in Ireland, music, you've got some choirs, and what a lot of them are doing is linking up with the, you know, sports clubs here or music choirs here, you know, kind of, and getting together and doing events based around those, genealogy, history, heritage. They're always big reasons to come to Ireland, of course, craft groups, all that kind of thing. So, and then this is, that's probably hard to read now. Sorry, I had that faded out, but Helen said there were a couple of changes when it was put up, so I hope you can read that. It's basically some festivals for you, some very handy websites there. You have stpatricksfestival.ie, killarneysummerfest.com, galwayartsfestival.com, and guinnessjazzfestival.com. Those would be four of the bigger festivals around Ireland. Thegatheringireland.com is your website for the gathering there, and you'll find that's a great resource because really a lot of all the small local communities are putting on festivals, and they're uploading them just to the Gathering Ireland website. So there's loads of information on a local level on that site. And then I find entertainment.ie/festivals. That's a great resource for, again, a lot of smaller local festivals. It tends to be updated about a month or two in advance, so it's one to keep checking back on. But it's a very handy resource there. So that's pretty much it. If you've any questions now, I don't know if there's any questions, Helen.
Yeah, Genevieve, thank you so much for bringing us through everything that Shamrock Vacations can do. There definitely seems to be a lot of options and choices that you can arrange, which is fantastic. We do have a couple of questions about your golf packages. Are they purely FIT, or can you arrange like group golf packages as well?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, everything within reason, it's all based on availability. So obviously the longer the lead time, you know, the more we can accommodate. And there's, you know, obviously with a group situation with golf, depending on the size of the golf group, you know, you've kind of got the tee time, you know, you've only got kind of 2 to 4 teeing off. So, you know, if you had a group of 12 or 16, you know, there's going to be an hour. You know, the bigger the group, the longer there is going to be before the first tee off and the last tee off. So, you know, just as long as the group are aware of that, which they should be if they're golfers anyway. So that's the only thing you might, you know, with a group of a smaller group, you are obviously going to fit in more golf courses and more golf than with a larger group. So just that's something to be aware of in terms of golf. But other than that, no, there's no issue.
Fantastic. And does Shamrock Vacations cover the island of Ireland? Do you have properties that you work with in Northern Ireland too?
We do indeed, yeah. We would do the whole of Ireland, and in fact we would even do packages that would incorporate Scotland and the UK as well. It's not something we're marketing at the moment, but we would have a lot of experience in that area. So if it's required, we can certainly do it. But yeah, definitely the whole of Ireland for sure.
We have a question from Deborah. I think it's more a question I think I could probably answer. You don't need an international driver's license in Ireland. Your Canadian license will do you fine. And toll booths, there's a few of them, but not too many. I'm sure Genevieve will back me up on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's the trade-off. You know, we do have some fantastic roads now, thanks to the lovely Celtic Tiger that you may have all heard about. He's kind of slunk back into his cave at this stage now, but one of the things he did leave behind was some great road networks. And as I always tell people, if you want to go from Dublin to anywhere, you're grand, but it's when you try to get from somewhere else to somewhere else that you run into trouble. But, so yeah, most of the toll booths are up around Dublin, so once you get away from Dublin, you'll be grand.
And there's a question here from Selma as well, Genevieve, about your tours for people with disabilities or traveling with wheelchairs. Can you accommodate guests for that? I mean,
absolutely. Like, I will say Ireland isn't the best in terms of being set up. I have had a couple of people who have been in the motorised wheelchairs, and we can accommodate them with, you know, vehicles and all of that. But the accommodation is limited in terms of the amount of properties that have completely accessible, you know, in terms of, you know, the standard accessibility where you can, you know, there's some mobility, or someone who's in a non-electronic wheelchair, for example, wouldn't have as big an issue. But with the electronic wheelchairs where you're looking for roll-in showers, we can certainly do it, but, you know, you are quite limited in where you can stay. Castles in particular, because so many of them are listed buildings, a lot of them don't have lifts, or, you know, access isn't the easiest. So, it's something we can certainly do, but you know, it's something I'd have to work closely with you on, and it does take a bit of that local knowledge that I was talking about earlier.
Okay, Genevieve, thank you so much for joining us all the way from West Cork. We really appreciate you taking the time out, and you know, as I think I've mentioned in previous webinars, we will be sending on your contact details to all the agents, so if they do have any specific requests or want to ask you about pricing and commission, they can touch base with you directly. So thank you very much. And up next, we have Regina O'Donoghue from the fabulous Ashford Castle, are members of the leading hotels of the world. So hopefully we have Regina online. Regina, are you there?
How are you?
Hi, Regina. Okay, well, I'm going to hand it over to you, and you'll see the little arrows down the bottom left where you can change your slide, okay?
Perfect. Thanks, Ellen. Well, good afternoon to everybody, and thank you for taking time out of your day to join us in this webinar and hopefully learn a little bit more about Ashford. Genevieve, thank you very much for flying the flag for the castles. And I do have to say that Ireland is looking to be a very busy destination this year, and I must say thank you to the travel agent for making that possible. So hopefully some of you, if not all of you, have heard of Ashford Castle. We are located on the west coast of Ireland. We are an hour and a half from Shannon International Airport, or Dublin Airport is 3 hours drive from us, and I'm based here on site. So this is an aerial view of our property. We are a 12th century castle situated on a 350-acre estate with 83 bedrooms, located a 45-minute drive from Galway City on this beautiful lake, Lough Corrib. So we're a very typical castle with a lot of wood paneling throughout the interior of the castle. This is a picture of our foyer here. Leading on to our magnificent main dining room, the George V, which is our fine dine restaurant, boasting 11 wonderful Waterford crystal chandeliers, as you can see. And in keeping with tradition and elegance of the restaurant, we do have a dress code for gentlemen for dinner, so we request a jacket, and for ladies, no denims. The menu that has been created by our wonderful executive chef is a modern menu using local organic produce, and artisan producers. And like Helen said, Ireland has come a long way in terms of its food offering over the last number of years. And we do cater for all dietary requirements. So should you have guests coming to the castle, please email me and we can certainly pass on those dietary requirements to the chef and be able to create a menu suitable for them. And we also offer an extensive vegetarian menu available every night in the George V. Should your guests not wish to dine fine dining, we have a casual option, or if you're staying more than one night, it might be ideal to vary your options. We have this lovely thatched cottage based on the estate. It's just a 2-minute walk from the front door of the castle. It offers a la carte menu in a casual setting. Now it is a seasonal restaurant, so it opens from May to October. However, we do have outside the high season our dungeon bar that offers the casual dining experience also. So we both cater for fine dining and for casual dining for our guests. Should you have a small group, be it 2 or up to 40 people, this is our elegant connaught room, which is located in the original part of the castle. It was actually the library of the Guinness family who owned the castle in the 1800s as their summer house, and then Upton left and decided to go to Dublin and run their empire for the Guinness brewery. But we are left with this wonderful room that can accommodate private dining for up to 40 people. It's also very popular for small meetings, weddings, family gatherings, be it birthdays or honeymoons or anniversaries, and also renewal of vows are very popular in Ireland as a whole at the moment. So this is just a sample bedroom, which will be our lead-in product, which is called our Corrib room. It's a standard room category. The majority of rooms will be in this room category, and they all boast views of water, so either of the River Cong or of the Lake Loch Corrib. They consist of a zip and link bed, which can be zipped together for a king size or unzipped to make it a 2 singles for a twin. This is our deluxe room, which is just a category above our Corrib room. It is just slightly larger on floor space, so it's the same amenities. Again, it boasts views of the River Cong or the Lake Loch Corrib. This room category is also a deluxe room category, but it's a room that would have 2 queen beds. Now there are only 6 in total, and we will recommend them for families of 2 adults and 2 children under the age of 12, or possibility for 3 adults sharing. We do also have in the Corrib and the deluxe room categories interconnecting rooms should families wish to accommodate larger families. And this leads on to the staterooms, which is personally one of my favorite room category in the castle. Again, it's a very speciality room. We've only 6 in total. It's located in the original part of the castle. So if you have guests maybe that is looking for a typical castle room, this is ideal. It's got the wonderful 15-foot high ceilings. It's got fireplaces in the room as a feature. Unfortunately, they're not working fires. As you can see, they've got lovely king-size 4-poster beds. They all have views of the Lake Loch Corrib, and the majority of rooms would have claw baths in the rooms. In the castle itself, we have elevator servicing both sections, so the main section, which we call the new section, and also the old part of the section. As Genevieve alluded to, unfortunately, especially castles are not very much wheelchair or disabled friendly. If you have a guest that's coming in a wheelchair or that has a disability, if you can email us directly, we'd be more than happy to advise you the specific room category and talk you through it that would be suitable for your client. So please feel free to do that. So this leads on to our final room category, which is our suite. It's the highest room category in the castle. This particular suite hosted President Reagan when he came on his presidential visit in 1983. So it has a nice sitting room area, and then it leads up to the steps to the bedroom area, which has a wonderful king-size bed, and it's the only room type that has a jacuzzi bath. So in terms of the staff at Ashford, 40% of our staff have over 20 years experience with us, so we're very, very fortunate. And if you read the comments that we get, it really is the staff that make Ashford Castle, why we have the spectacular location and the views. It is our staff that people want to come back, because our staff treat them as if Ashford is their home for the night or 2 nights, and they can relax and have a chat and really interact with our staff. So we're lucky. So these people here have over 100 years service with us. Leading on to the activities that we have here, we have a lovely cruise boat that goes out twice a day during the summer for sailings on the Lake Loch Corrib. We also have golf. We have a 9-hole golf course on site, and we offer complimentary green fees to residents. If guests do not wish to bring their clubs, they can certainly hire out clubs and shoes and trolleys at the estate. We would advise if you would like to book that in advance. We also have 3 beauty rooms at the castle, and our full extensive treatment list can be found on our website, which is www.ashford.ie. We also have a sauna, jacuzzi, steam room and gym area that guests have complimentary use of during your stay. We have an equestrian centre on site. We would have about up to 20 horses, so we have horses to suit all ages and abilities. Everybody is given a horse in the indoor arena until they feel comfortable, and then they're taken out with a guide onto the estate for their trek. As we're situated on a lake and a river, fishing is a must. So just coming up before St. Patrick's Day, the lake opens for fishing and the season begins again. So the Lake Loch Corrib that we're situated on is considered one of the best lakes for salmon and brown trout fishing. We're very fortunate that we have our own gilly on site and is available for taking guests out onto the lake or giving them fly fishing lessons from the bank. And this is one of our most popular activities on the estate. We have the falconry. So this is the owner, Debbie Knight. She opened the first falconry school in Ireland here on the Ashford Castle estate back in 1999. And this is where you can get to fly the Harris Hawks around the estate. So everybody's brought down and given an introductory lesson into the history of the birds, and then taken out onto the estate with a glove, and you actually get to fly this wonderful bird of prey from tree to tree. This is an image of Galway City, which is just about 45 minutes drive from us. It's a vibrant medieval city with lovely cobblestones for guests to roam and explore, with wonderful little unique boutiques and art and craft shops, and of course the pubs. It offers wonderful pub food and also restaurant food, and I suppose we're very proud that we have just been awarded a Michelin star for one of the restaurants. It's also great for shopping. And we here at the castle can arrange transfers if you don't want to hire out a car, be it a taxi or a chauffeur transfer from airports and also into Galway City. Also, Galway is probably famous for 2 things, the Claddagh Ring and also the boat, the Galway Hooker here, which you can see, which is very unique to Galway and can't be found anywhere else in the world, so we're very proud of that. This picture here is wonderful Connemara, which is right on our doorsteps here at Ashford Castle. And this is a lovely image of sunset over the bay in Clifton. And to me, this is what depicts the west of Ireland and what makes us very unique and different from the rest of Ireland. It's rugged landscape, it's natural, unspoiled beauty. And here is a gentleman on the top of one of the mountains, the 12 Pens. So I'm not sure if you are familiar with Cong, but Cong village itself, which is just 2 minutes walk from the front door of the castle where we're situated, is famous for the film Quiet Man, which starred Maureen O'Hara and John Wayne back in 1951. And Cong, and indeed Ashford, owes a lot to the director John Ford. It was the reason why Cong got electricity in 1951 to be able to facilitate the filming of this show. So this is Maureen O'Hara. She came back to us in 2011 when the village celebrated the 60th anniversary of the making of the Quiet Man film. And finally, just to leave you with some points on the castle. Last year we were voted by Condé Nast Traveller the best resort property in Ireland. We were also the only Irish property listed in the top 100 hotels by Condé Nast, which we're very proud of. As I mentioned, we were once at the summer home for the Guinness family. We are very proud members of leading hotels of the world. We also offer a lot of packages, as even Genevieve alluded to. We're very family orientated. We offer lovely summer family falconry packages, which all can be found on our website. We also do a Hogwarts package for Halloween, where we have little Harry Potters running around the hotel casting spells on everybody. And if you do have guests coming with children, please, if you can email us with the names and ages so that we do put little touches for slippers into the rooms and little teddy bears for the babies. We are very proud that over 60% of our business each year comes from the North American market, so thank you again. We work with all the consortia, so if you book directly the consortia rate through the GDS, we offer the consortia amenities. Or if you book through Irish tour operators, including Shamrock Vacations, we offer limited amenities. So please, it's important to email me directly and let me know so I can make sure that your guest receives those amenities. So Helen, that concludes the presentation on Ashford. So if anybody has any questions.
Yeah, we do have quite a number of questions for you, Regina, so thank you so much for bringing us through that presentation. It was very good. Question from Thelma. She was wondering about, let's say you just happen to be in the area and you decide you want to do an overnight at Ashford. I mean, in terms of availability, like, is it best to book in advance, or, would there be, like, is there a trend for how busy you are in what season, or should you really be booking in advance?
Yeah, I would, where as possible, Helen, to book in advance. If it's an agent looking to stay with us that is on a personal holiday, we do try where possible to offer travel agent rates. However, they're all subject to availability. In the high season, it's a little bit more difficult to offer, but in shoulder seasons from, say, October to April, we are certainly more than delighted to offer our travel partners reduced rates and show arounds of the castle.
Okay, fantastic. And you had mentioned your lovely boat tour that goes out onto the lake or the river, and one of the agents, Caroline, was just wondering, can that be booked for a private event if they have a larger group?
Absolutely. It's not personally owned by the castle. It's owned by a third party, but we'd be more than happy to make those arrangements for you. And you would find that a lot of maybe family groups or small companies hire it out privately. There's a little bar on board so they can have an Irish whiskey or an Irish coffee and be taken out with the Captain Pat, and he gives a historical tour during the cruise, and he also has books on the history of Ashford, Cong and the islands on the lake, and he can sign that for the guests as well.
Fantastic. And another question, if you are not staying at Ashford Castle, but you're really interested in the history of it, and obviously the whole connection with the Ford movie, is there kind of like tours that you can do of Ashford if you're not a guest?
There's not actually tours, Helen, of the castle, as we're an operating hotel. And as you can appreciate, we do pride ourselves in having guest privacy. However, if you are in the